How microtransactions destroyed Plants vs Zombies. Now, I personally grew up playing the game. I have it on my phone still. I got the second game on my phone. I thought they're making a third game, but I still haven't seen it. Wait. Starting October 15, 2024, in-app purchases will no longer be available, and the game will no longer be able to download. So Plants vs Zombies 3 was out apparently. I didn't even know about it, and it closed. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. Really, I thought it was coming out years ago. It never came out years ago, and it shut down. I guess this last year. Either way, let's look at this video. I think it'll be pretty interesting. I want to see what happened with this personally because, like I said, I played the games when I was younger, and I still have them on my phone today. So yeah, let's see how this is.
Plants vs Zombies 1 was truly video game perfection. Reviewers couldn't find even one thing wrong with its simple, addictive
I remember going to my friend's house and playing
this
it
to the recent Plants vs
on
Zombies
Xbox
3, which people have called a game that straight up comes from a garbage can, in which watching 30-second ads for double coin reward.
Oh, come on, dude. Alright, so in the second game, there's all these microtransactions in the second game. I think they also had this, but they're saying, let me go right here. They're saying watching the 30-second ads is more fun than the game itself. Are you serious? Ooh, that's bad. I've never seen gameplay. I don't even know how the game looks like. All I saw was teasers from like years and years ago about Plants vs Zombies 3 that never came out.
Is more fun than the game itself. Let's explore how Plants vs Zombies eventually lost its way from an amazing tower defense game fall into the extremely predatory mobile game.
That's all you know. EA bought them. As soon as they bought was it PopCap? I think that's the name of the studio, PopCap. As soon as they bought them, it went downhill. Besides God of Warfare, I heard people really like God of Warfare. I played it too, it wasn't too bad.
Landscape. Firstly, what made the original so damn good? At a price of just $2.99 in the App Store, with no ads or extra in-game purchases, Plants vs Zombies 1 was simply amazing value. The easy first level gets players addicted immediately.
In just one level, the game already indoctrinates you into its gameplay cycle flawlessly, and in a fun way.
With one 5-star review writing, I won't say that the game is a cakewalk, but it isn't particularly challenging either. Still, the game offers enough mental.
I remember, I sucked at this game when it launched, but that's only at the nighttime because I like using my daytime stuff, and when we had nighttime, we didn't get to use it, or we couldn't use them too often because it was weaker. You get the resources slower. That makes sense.
Stimulation that I never once grew bored. This
was
is
fun.
Due to the game's incredible variety, offering loads of different plants, zombies, and music, with comments stating the soundtrack alone is enough to make you want the game.
It was a pretty good soundtrack. It was. Well, it still is, honestly.
This makes it so entrancing that people can play for hours, which led to crazy commercial success. In addition to almost perfect professional reviews,
that's
Plants
nice,
vs.
dude.
Zombies became
It's a line-based tower defense game, and they're getting all that. That's insane.
Highest rated App Store product, having sold more than 300,000 copies in its first 9 days available.
That's impressive, considering back then, less people had phones, smartphones, and especially like iPhones and stuff. Like, when did Plants vs Zombies launch? That's probably the better question to ask. 2009. Yeah, not everyone has smartphones back then. I remember I didn't get a smartphone until I think 2015. So not everyone has smartphones back then, including myself. I played on the Xbox 360. That's when I played.
A new App Store launch record. Developers expanded the game to 13 other platforms, creating so much success for PopCap Games they'd be bought by EA for $650 million.
That is a lot of money for Plants vs Zombies, and it is thrown into the dumpster.
The company was such an extreme reputation for greed, there's an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to criticism of the company.
Dude, what? I know they're greedy, but are they that greedy? Do they have one for Ubisoft as well?
company. People have called their use of microtransactions a plague,
It
which
is.
sadly began to infect Plants
You know why they say that? Because of Battlefield. What is it? I don't remember his name. I'm not gonna say someone's name, but that old EA CEO tried to make it that you had to like pay for reloading in Battlefield. That probably crossed the line for a lot of people.
vs Zombies, because on the 15th of August 2013, Plants vs Zombies 2 came out, with one key difference compared to the first.
PopCap found a way to cram this game with as many in-app purchases and microtransactions as humanly.
Yep. You can buy coins, you can buy gems, which I don't know why even in the game at this point. You can buy Plants itself.
PopCap
All this paid. I mean, you can unlock these in game, to be fair, but you can also pay for them.
found a way to cram
Then
this
when you
game
get over here, you actually have to pay for these. You can't unlock these in game.
with as many in-app purchases and microtransactions as humanly possible, to the point where it's too much of a hindrance for me to actually enjoy the game.
Plants vs Zombies 2 features microtransactions. Unlike in the previous entries to the series, new plants can be purchased with real money, as well as upgrades and coins. These items can also be bought in bundles to save some money. Certain
Yep. 200% value. You get this many coins. You get 5 times the gems. You get 2 free plants with $20. That's 200 times the value of just buying them separately. I bet that's what they did.
plants could only be accessed using cold hard cash, and while coins could be naturally earned in-game, you could pay up to $52 to instantly
Oh, that's
unlock
nothing,
them.
dude. That's nothing. Other games do that. They go up to $100. $52, that's nothing, dude. Like, I can't believe they only went up to 52. Like, look at all the gacha games. They got like $100, $200, maybe $300. That's
The
nothing.
Pirate Season Wild West levels can also be unlocked without
Wait, you
earning
can buy them? The Pirate Season Wild West levels can be unlocked without any all the required stars. So $5.50 each to unlock instantly. What? Why? That's like paying to play. What? That's actually paid to win. But you're not winning anything because you're skipping and you're not getting anything from it either, because I'm guessing you just unlock the world and don't get to from the look of this, he didn't complete this one, but he moved on to this one. So you actually don't gain anything, you just lose in this scenario.
all of the required stars. They cost $5.49 each to instantly access. More controversial for whatever reason was the game's new art.
I didn't even look at the side.
More controversial.
How do you go from this to this? This is the first game. This is the second game. How do you go from this to this? This looks more detailed than this. What? I am so confused how you go backwards. It's like it cartoonified it. It's already cartooned, and the cartoon got cartooned. That's what I'm looking at now.
For whatever reason, was the game's new art style. People argued that every single character looked to be designed by a totally different person, each of whom had their own way of drawing.
Were they?
There's full videos dedicated to the poorly designed plants, with the excessive discussion about this flaw being
What
a
was that
meme
one?
in the community. With the excessive discussion.
Ew, what is that? Is that the pea shooter? That don't look like no pea shooter. That looks like a depressed pea shooter.
About this flaw being a meme within the community. This was because they'd hired a whole new team of designers, and under suspicious circumstances fired George Fan, who designed PvZ1 all by himself. Well, and
Oh, maybe that's why. You know, they got rid of the original creator. That I guess he was a solo dev and made this by himself, and they just got rid of him.
article later confirmed, EA fired Plants vs Zombies creator for refusing microtransactions in sequel, explaining that George had lost his job as he didn't agree with the pay-to-win model. He'd
No one does. I don't know why no one supports it. No one wants pay to win. People just accept it for whatever reason. I mean, this game's like there are games out there that people just don't care, and there's also games out there that people do care. But I think more and more as time keeps going on, people are getting fed up with pay to win. Like I've noticed it more and more that every time a new game comes out nowadays, and there's some kind of microtransaction in it that can get someone a boost, people are all crapping on it, which is a good thing because that stuff should not be in games. You're literally paying to not play the game after you already gave the money to play the game.
Partially confirmed this by tweeting, regarding recent rumors, it is true I was laid off by EA/PopCap, and also true that I was against making PvZ2 a freemium game. That's all I'll say on the matter for now. Sure do miss paying for a game once, and unlocking cool things by actually, you know, playing.
This is 2017, yep. That's in the past. That's down the absolute drain at the moment. That's never happening, dude. We lost. I mean, like I say, you want to add like some goofy cosmetics in or something after you pay for the game, just to like help pay for the game. Like the development team needs more money. So I support live service games because it allows the developers to continuously support the game. They can't continuously support the game off of the first day sales or just to sell the game. They have to get money some other way as well. Especially when it gets more expensive. Sorry. Repping over here. Excuse me. Especially when games get more expensive, they can't just rely on that just the game sell. They have to get money from other avenues. But in this case, the game's free. And it's a 2D planes tower defense game. So they have no excuse. When it comes to paying to win, that's when it crosses the line. When you pay for cosmetics, that's different. Like if they changed up the Plants vs Zombies 2 shop and made it cosmetics everywhere in the shop instead of actual plants, I would be okay. Who cares? But the fact is that you have to pay for plants with real money, and that's where it crosses the line. I think with a lot of people as well.
Game, you and me both, man. These elements led to videos claiming Plants vs Zombies 1 is better than Plants vs Zombies 2, but that's not to say that the second game was awful. It featured so many different plants it's hard to even count them, and offered 312 levels compared to just 50 in PvZ1.
Yeah, but in PvZ1, you could it was like 10, 10, 10, 10. That's all it was. So like, you do 10 daytime, 10 nighttime, 10 backyard, 10. Do we do backyard nighttime? Yeah, you do backyard nighttime, I think. Then the roof, I think, is only daytime. So that's 50 levels.
PvZ2 levels were each set at varying levels of difficulty, better serving a wider range of players. The second game therefore also received amazing feedback, with critics stating the game is just as enjoyable without spending a dime, and that you'll only need to pay if you're exceptionally impatient, or just not very good at these kind of games. The microtransaction model also meant the game was totally free, leading to 25 million downloads in the first 2 weeks, more than PvZ1 had achieved in 4 years.
Well, because it's a mobile game with a price tag, it's obviously going to get less players on it. While PvZ2 is free, so that makes sense.
In fact, according to Hey I'm Jay, for every dollar the original was making, PvZ2 made 26,000.
Jesus. Well, they milked the crap out of that, didn't they? Oh my god.
Therefore make the original free for every player, although this meant people would be paying with their time.
It's free now, which naturally means that the game absolutely bombards you with ads.
So, they made the game free just to bombard people with ads. Thanks. That's what we wanted.
God, I love mobile games. There are ads before and after levels now, and even during, where the game tries to distract you as much as possible to watch a video for an extra item.
What? Wait. Why is this lawnmower it has an ad thing on it? How greedy can this company be?
Bombards you with ads. God, I love mobile games. There are ads before and after levels now, and even
before,
during, where the game
after, and during the level. Dude, what? How do you guys do this? This is insane. This is why Steam blocked all ads on the platform. Because of EA. I bet it's because of EA. I don't even know why they blocked it. I think it's because of EA though.
To distract you as much as possible to watch a video for an extra item.
Before every level you have to watch an unskippable ad, then sit there prompted to download what you watched. At the end of every level, you're forced to briefly play a different mobile game, with the hope that you'll download it later. Items can be earned by watching further ads, which are even served to those who initially paid for the game. You could say it's even more annoying than the micro.
What did he just say there? Did I just hear that correctly?
End of every level, you're forced to briefly play a different mobile game, with the hope that you'll download it later. Items can be earned by
this first. That's supposed to be a free thing you get. Why do you have to watch an ad to pick up something you're supposed to get from progressing the game?
Watching further ads, which are even served to those who initially paid for the game.
That's the point. You're making people who already paid for the game watch ads for a game they already paid for. Why? Why are you guys like this? Why is EA like this, dude? Oh my god. The only reason why I have EA's back in most cases is because they made Battlefield. That's the only reason. If they didn't have Battlefield, I would not care about EA at all.
You could say it's even more annoying than the microtransaction model, which was earning so much money for PvZ2 that start to build Plants vs Zombies 3. In the meantime, developers took a detour and put out Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare.
I thought this game was pretty good, honestly. I liked it. It was pretty fun. I only played a little bit because I think I was a little too old when this game came out. But it was pretty fun though. It was not a bad game.
Third-person shooter was certainly different, but extremely well received, achieving consistent reviews of
consistent as Game Informer did not really like that game at all. And the 360 guys really didn't like those games. Oh my god. But everyone else seemed to pretty much like it. It's 7 to 8 out of 10 it looks like.
7 out of 10 or higher. Garden Warfare was surprisingly amazing. I remember spending definitely over 500 hours grinding it as
I didn't play that much. I probably played like 5 hours in it. But I thought it was pretty good for the 5 hours.
A kid. They'd therefore released Garden Warfare 2, which was even more successful than the first, confirming the third-person shooter style was perfect for the series. So when they'd announced what was basically Garden Warfare 3, developers likely expected another successful title. It was called Plants vs Zombies Battle.
Can I take a big guess on what happened here? They hit number 3, and guess what happens with 3? We haven't hit Half-Life 3, no Left 4 Dead 3, and no Portal 3. Why do you think that is? Because they always mess up on the 3. They're messing up on Plants vs Zombies 3 at the moment, for crying out loud.
For Neighborville, which featured an epic trailer in 2019, gaining over 15 million views from
that's pretty good. I didn't know this came out.
But with people eventually stating,
this whole trailer was fantastic and I love it. Too bad I love the trailer more than the game.
The game was a total flop.
That's how people felt about Battlefield as well, by the way. I just want to point that out. 2042, that's exactly how people felt.
Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville is one of the worst games you've never heard of.
That's probably
Extensive posts like this called it a complete and utter disaster in almost every way, and one of, if not the worst multiplayer game I have played in 2019.
Ooh, that's bad.
It referenced problems such as bugs and graphical errors, textures and map design are absolutely horrible, whilst the characters all control awfully and feel very unenergetic, since the sound design is absolutely garbage.
Ooh.
Then, of course, there were the microtransactions.
Yep. Didn't have to say anything else. All you had to say is microtransactions, and I understood.
These need to be unlocked, and the way you unlock these characters is through a specific challenge called giving EA $30. But the game already costs $30 to buy, and you expect players to spend that twice in order to play the new characters?
As mentioned, the game
This is where the For Honor does. So I used to play For Honor back on PlayStation. I probably have over maybe 200 hours in the game or something, maybe 100. I don't know. That's before they started counting time. And I switched to PC, and nothing switched. Like they don't have cross save, even though we're all connected to the same Ubisoft, and they have cross play. They have cross play, but no cross progression. So I have to restart. So I just completely stopped playing the game. I didn't want to go back to PlayStation. I'm done playing. I don't want to give PlayStations like $80 a year now, so I stopped subbing to PlayStation. You know what I did to my PS5? I gave it to my brother because I didn't want to use it no more. I said, I'm not using this thing. I got a PC. Why would I ever use that? All the PlayStation games are coming to PC anyways. So yeah, for it, they do the same thing, honestly. If they even release characters anyway, they barely release anything.
Game already cost $40, but demanded an extra $30 to unlock every character, which could be unlocked by grinding the game, but would take about 3 months to earn one costume. Players therefore dismissed the game completely, writing, as a player who played the 2 previous games of this one, I can say that this game is a joke on the Plants vs Zombies franchise.
So this one's on Steam. Was on sale, I think, $5. It's not mostly positive. I don't know. I think some people I think a lot of people still like this game. And like, so it's still 7 out of 10. You probably fixed it up. That's probably what it was.
Graphics, boring gameplay, boring characters. Compared to Garden Warfare 1 and 2, this game is very bad. They'd therefore stop.
Wait, that was January though. That was 2 months ago. So the game must be really be bad then.
11 months, leading to comments like, "It is so sad how fast this."
Wait, what
game
he says?
died.
Sorry, pause.
If it had how sad game is very bad. They'd therefore stop updating it after only 11 months, leading to comments like, "It is so sad how fast this game died." If it had a little more time to develop and didn't have microtransactions, then it would have never disappeared. But apparently the
No, it would still have microtransactions, but it was more developed. People wouldn't care too much about that part.
Franchise didn't learn their lesson, as during that very same year, Plants vs Zombies 3 was nearing completion. That had 7 full years since
2020, dude. I just want to let you know, when I looked into Plants vs Zombies 3, it was like 2017, 2018. That's when I started looking into this, and that's the last time I looked into it.
PvZ2 were setting high expectations for PvZ3. However, when the first bit of gameplay was posted to YouTube, people instantly disliked it. PvZ1 skill, PvZ2 wallet, PvZ3 won't download it. Why? For starters, the game was now in portrait, which to be honest was probably more convenient, but at the same time it looked extremely weird. The lawn is literally horizontal. Why? Why
Why does everything look like this? Why does everything look like this? Look at this thing. Was that picture from the other one that I said looked like a depressed peach cutie? Is that what that is? Now look at the walnut. The walnut looks retarded.
Vertical.
I can't say anything about that one. Yeah, look at this thing. Ew.
2D to 3D and had another change in art style, prompting
2D to 3D.
This.
Why does it have dots on it? Why is it that color? Make it this color. These are 2 different colors.
It is evolving just backwards. The new pea shooter model looked absolutely awful, which sadly couldn't be upgraded through microtransactions. With videos like Plants vs Zombies 3 is mechanically broken, gaining over 2 million views, PvZ3 was taken off the App Store. They'd re-release it 1 year later, to which people said
they actually relaunched the game in 2020? Why did I not see this? By the way, it says we moved November 2020, by the way. Then we released a year later, just about 11 months, 9 months, you want to be exact, 10 months.
Release it 1 year later, to which people said compared to the alpha, this looks great. However, again, it still wasn't good enough.
Then it got taken off 3 months later! But yeah, 3 months later, yeah. Or 2, you want to be, I don't know when it actually launches in September. Dude, this is insane.
This happened again in 2020.
They released it when did they release? Why am I missing all this?
22, then again in 2024.
This is what I just saw when I looked it up. If it launched, it said it was taken off in October. I didn't even know it launched. 4 times I missed the launch. Oh well, I guess it just was not meant to be there. But the game launched 4 times. It's about to go for its 5th time. Do we be making the game again? They're gonna have the 5th launch of the same game in less than 5 years, 6 years. Insane.
receiving the same feedback at every single point. The game was simply boring.
There is just nothing to do in this game, man, besides grind the stupid main quest that just sucks. 90-something levels of doing the same thing
90?
over and over and over is so boring.
I've just spent 3 hours playing the 4th
You know why the first game was so good? It eased you into each moment. You didn't just start off and knew what was coming. In the front yard, it was the daytime, which was basic survival. You had the pea shooter, the walnut, the sunflower, and the mine. Probably the double shooter. I think so. The nighttime, you had to switch up completely. You used the free stuff and the weaker stuff because it was nighttime. Sunflowers are inefficient to use, but it can still work. Then after that, you had the backyard with the pole in the backyard too. And you had to play around the pole using stuff like the what was it? The the cactus. Then you had the balloon boys. That's what the cactus was used for, to shoot them down. Then they also had different mechanics. I can remember the lily pads to put the plants on. Then you had the nighttime, was basically the same thing as the front, but you had the white mechanics to deal with. Then you get to the roof. And the roof, you needed to have the catapults, and those catapults were overpowered. And that's the last mechanic from the game. You see how it eased you into each one, and you had to deal with each mechanic? It didn't throw everything in at one time either. They eased you in each time. And that's why the first game was so good.
of PvZ3, and I gotta say, how does EA get away with this? The game is 10,000% dumbed down, no more collecting plants, no more input on plant choosing, sun is now worth 1 and plants cost 1 to 5 plus, animations feel capped at 10 FPS, gameplay feels unfun.
Wait. No more collecting plants, no more input on plant choosing. What? So, they take away the whole point of a strategy game, was to strategize your success. You remember I said they had to ease you in? What I mean by that is they had to ease you in by giving you stuff to use and switch out with your old stuff. This is insane, dude.
Others complained it just had a scummy feeling.
Right out of the gate, it seems to just have that manipulative mobile game feel about it. You know that feeling.
Everything about this game feels off. It's like I'm watching
And why is it vertical, for crying out loud, dude? It's a landscape game. Why is it not landscape?
Store ripoff of PvZ. As a result, it's still in development 5 years after its first alpha launch.
That's insane. It's a 2D game. A slow death of painful, greedy, angry birds. What happened there? We're not gonna watch that tonight. That's a whole different thing. Yeah, that's a good video. I can't believe they closed on the game 4 times. And they launched the game 4 times. It's about to be 5. Pure insanity. Absolute insanity.